Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm Cassandra Paolini, and today we're going through a lymphatic massage for the feet and legs. And as always, we would like to, I'm just doing this one so it's on here, a little bit of a disclaimer, simply because lymphatic massage is not for everyone. And so we just want to make sure that when we're doing things that are medically based, that we definitely put that in there. So, welcome. Today we're going through basically the contemporary drainage regions, and we're going to really work through them. This you can do for 10 to 15 to 20 times, or you can choose to spend actual time in a spot, 1 minute, 2 minutes. With lymphatic drainage, when you're doing a manual self-massage, it's really important that depending on the area you're in, that you're very, very gentle with your skin. And the face being one of them, you just basically tickling the skin, if you will. When it comes to other parts of the body, you can work with the epidermis and the light tissue layers a bit more. Use what feels good to you. And if at any point, if you experience anything that's uncomfortable, lighten up immediately, because that means that's too much pressure for you. Now, with this, as with all lymphatic massage, we begin with the breath, remembering that the lymph drains with 3 things: the breath, exercise, and manual drainage. And so today, we want to begin with the breath. And you can put your hands on your belly area, because we want to breathe from that diaphragm. You want to take some nice deep breaths in. And you can move around and feel the sides. Nice deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Move to the opposite side. You can come back to the center. Now, with massage, even though we're focusing on the legs and the feet, we want to encourage our lymph to drain properly. So we're going to begin up here in the clavicle. And just with your 2 fingers separated like this, on our left side, we're just going to do a gentle. And we only need to do this 10 to 12 times on the right side. And you're just dragging those fingers across. Remembering to keep that deep, slow breath from the diaphragm. And changing sides. Nice deep breath in. And then we encourage helping the lymphs. And for this one, take your fingers and come all the way around. So come to the front of the ear, around the ear, and as we come through, basically it's on the jugular side, all the way down. And just dragging those fingers. Remembering to breathe. You want to keep, while you're doing this whole thing, good, long, slow breaths. So you're working with your manual drainage, with the breath. And change sides, doing the opposite side. Remember that you're starting with the breath. We're just activating the upper lymphatics, because it's just going to help the whole system when we get down to here. And now we're just going to do a quick one for under the arms. And for this one, I just want you to massage. And this one you can, it's a gentle massage. And as we're coming in and around, if we were looking at the clock, this would be counterclockwise. So we're starting from underneath and working our way just up and through. And remember, 10 to 12 times. And changing sides to the right side. You're bringing this towards the heart. And then just a quick little run through the belly. And for the belly now, you're looking at this one and it's going clockwise. And just down and around, down and around. Now for the legs and the feet, it is best to do it on bare skin, but if that's not possible for you, then don't worry about it. Do it over top of your clothing. And now we're working our way in through. This is, think of where your hips are, right where our hips are. And we're just going to do nice little circles right there. And that just helps with assisting the drainage. Now this is where we want to continue. Now we're going to go longer into it. It's gentle, nothing hard. You want to keep a gentle flow throughout this entire thing. And for this, if you wanted to, you could do one side, and then the opposite side. And for this one, it is good to start on the left side first, which we've been doing. And then we're going to come back to our left side and just bringing ourselves gently across. And I just want you to, as though you're just wiping forward. We're coming from our hip in toward the lower abdomen. I'm just going to do it again 10, 12 times. And changing sides. I'm going to breathe. Now, with all lymphatic massage, you're going to have basically two directions in which you work. Those two directions are going to go to the medial line or to the heart. So in other words, when we do this, when you do the arms, when you do the legs, everything comes from tip up. All right, take a nice deep breath in. Now we can get started on the inguinal, right? We're going to start from the inner thigh and just work your way up. Now we're going to come back to this, but we want to get started here first. And this is, I would say it's enough pressure that if you were like, trying to scoop something up, from the table type of idea, that type of pressure. And now we're going to go on to our legs. So I have myself positioned here specifically for this. And whether we use the right or the left leg, because we are going to do both. So we're going to start on the left side. And we're going to start by taking our hands mid-thigh and just dragging them towards the groin and towards the hip. I want to do that again 10 to 12 times. Remembering to breathe. And now from right behind the knee, all the way up to the groin. And so your hands should be around the leg. You want to feel those fingers in behind the knee as you drag upwards. And it's a good opportunity to make certain that you're also using your thumbs at the same time. And so here it's almost like we're pulling, dragging right behind, from the behind the knee up the back of the thigh, right through the hamstring area. And the thumbs can go on either side of the upper leg as we're coming up. And I'm going to demonstrate what I'm doing with my right leg so you can see. Now we're going to change that movement and we're going to bring our hand over. So we're starting from the knee, and I want you to start from behind the knee, and you see how we're working it right in the concave of the leg. And you want to bring that all the way up to the glute area, and you can go straight to the hip. While we're doing that, we're also doing the same thing on the inside of the leg. We're coming from behind the knee, up, over, and into the groin. Both hands working that. So now we're getting the sides. Nice deep breaths. Now we're going to come into our knee. So from our knee, I want you to, it's as though you're cupping your knee. Scoop it. Making sure those fingers really get in behind that knee, and the hand, the whole hand, cups around the upper part of the knee. And now we can bring ourselves down lower. So now we're going down to our calf area. And I want you to feel that as we go into the calf area, that the feeling is coming into the concave as we work our way up and over. Really working from behind. We just want some 10 to 12 nice strokes here. Because from here, we're going to bring ourselves all the way down to our ankle. And I want you to feel yourself working yourself around the bone of the outside of the ankle and around the concave of the bone of the inside of the ankle. Coming all the way up. This is the popliteal, behind the knee. We want to come all the way up. We're not going to worry about the front so much right now. As your thumbs drag over the top, you're going to get a lot of good vessels happening on the top. Remembering to breathe. Nice deep belly breaths. And I want you to feel this and just bring it up over behind the knee. So as we're coming from the ankle, just going into the lower thigh area. From the ankle. Now I want you to start bringing your thumbs around so that way they touch at the front as we bring our way up. So now you have a full circle holding around your leg. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to start at our ankle, and I want you to massage around the ankle, dragging upwards, and then we're going to just slowly drag. And I want you to think of this for women who put on stockings, for example. Think of it like I'm rolling up a stocking. And we're going to bring that all the way up to the mid-thigh. I'm going to start back down. We're going to work it all the way back up. And we're going to come to our toes. And I want you to really work in between your toes. So you can take your fingers and put it in between your toes. You can just use your thumbs if you want on the front and your fingers on the back. And work between every single digit. I want you to come right over top of the fingernails and just draw up each toe from the fingernail to the foot. You're doing that with your thumbs. And from the back end, I want you to bring it in as though you're just giving a little massage to the back, the bottoms of every toe. And then we're coming to the ball of the foot. And we're going to grab that ball of the foot and we're going to bring it around as though you're dragging it, trying to drag that up to the top. So we're coming from the ball around to the top of the foot. We're going to come down the foot into the arch. And from the arch, I just want you to bring a little bit of pressure. And I just want you to, as though you're giving it a little massage in there with your fingers. And then take hold of it and bring that around. So you're scooping from around your foot and you're dragging it up to the top. And again, the 10 to 12 is usually good. And now all the way from the toes, the top of the foot, the bottom of the foot to the ankle. Coming up and over the ankle. And now we can do this again. I just want you to scoop right from the toe all the way up the leg. This way we understand where it is we're going. And we can start now from the ankle all the way up the leg. You can just do a few strokes like that. Ankle all the way up the leg. And coming back from the upper, behind the knee. Remembering to breathe. And I just want you to take that and bring a nice smooth just go from the shin all the way up the side to your hip. And that finishes that side. So now we're going to work on over to our right. Starting as we did with the opposite side, bringing it in from, let's say, mid-thigh up towards the groin and towards the hip. Once you've got 10 to 12 in, now we can go down to the lower thigh, doing the whole thigh now. Remember that we're coming back, we're coming from around, we want to be at the back of the leg. So you're starting, just think of yourself right up in that knee area, and you just want those fingers to start as though you're tucking into there and then dragging it out to the sides. So we've got it underneath. And remember what we said. Now we're going to do the side. So 10 to 12 of that, and now we're going to do the side. So coming from here and then bringing it up the side. Starting from behind the knee and up the thigh. Right in the concave. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. You can actually feel the tendons and what you're working with. We have all these vessels in there. So behind the knee, up through the sides. Remembering to breathe. And then let's do that knee. Getting right from underneath. So you want to start right at the top of your calf area. You want to come in, making certain that your thumbs are dragging over the top. Breathing into that. And as we can start to work our way halfway down our calf. Basically, it's repeating what you did on the opposite side now on the right side. And come down lower in the leg. And as we get these nice strokes completed, remember you want to make sure you go behind that knee. You really want to make sure that you're also getting the inside, this whole area where you see my hand covered. Because that's where we have a lot of lymph nodes that come from here, the popliteal, and they come around the back, so that means. So now, around the ankle again. Around the ankle, around those bones, coming up. All the way up the lower leg, over the knee, and just to the bottom part of the thigh. And whatever speed it is that you're doing your 10 to 12. And now we just want to take a few strokes that come all the way up the leg. All the way up the leg. Around the ankle, all the way up. As we bring ourselves back to our foot. So we can drag our fingers across our foot. All the vessels that come into these ends until we get to our toes. And now we want to really, it's like massaging the tops of our toes, bringing ourselves in, toenail inward toward the foot. Getting the backs of the toes. You do 2 toes at a time. You can choose to do, scooping everything all at once. Making sure that we're freeing up in between the toes. And now to the ball of the foot. Bringing that up again, ball of the foot coming around toward the top. Taking that down into the arch. And now remember, we want to take that, we want to push into that arch, just like that gentle little into the arch. And now I want you to grab hold of that, bring it around to the front, right over top. And now we can take this from our foot and come up and around the ankle again. So let us start from our toes, work our way all the way around the ankle. Allow your hands to cover the entire surface, from bottom, from top, around the bones. And then back around the ankles. This is one of the big places that a lot of swelling does happen when the lymph system is working properly. And so really you just want to work yourself as though you're starting with a J, around and up. You really want to feel that right to the Achilles heel, the Achilles tendon. So around the ankle. And you want to do the same thing on the inside, around and up. So we're doing that. And as you come to the back, those tendons, that's where you want to feel just like that. You see how much I'm pushing? As the skin releases. So back here, you want to have a little more pressure. Just point that it's comfortable. But here's where we're encouraging that flow back up. Breathing. Now we're going to start working our way all the way up the leg, bringing it up. Bringing it up to the knee. Still keeping ourselves wrapping around that ankle. All the way up to the knee. And now, full strokes all the way through the leg. from the ankle all the way up. We want our left hand on the inside to go all the way to the groin, our right hand on the outside to come all the way to the hip. Take some good deep breaths here. That is for the legs. And now we're just going to take ourselves up the side. I just want you to put some gentle pressure as we bring ourselves up, over the hips, up the sides, up the side, coming right toward the underarm, around the side of the leg, all the way up and out. And open up your hands to get as much surface area as possible. And last one. We can come back now to center. Put your hands over your belly. I'm going to take a nice deep breath here. Moving our hand to the side. Take a nice deep breath here. Moving to the opposite side. Take a nice deep breath here. And then up, upper belly. Last one, just tap your thymus. And that concludes. You can continue with some nice deep breaths. You can get up and move around. Remember, we said exercise and movement is the best way. You could get up and do a little bit of bouncing, like a rebounder, or even if you just want to move those legs. And breathing. Also a great way for lymph drainage. While you're doing that, put your arms up in a V. You could even shake your hands while you're up there. In actual fact, if you were to do this for at least a minute, pay attention to how your sinuses feel when you start, if providing your sinuses aren't perfectly clear, and how your sinuses feel when you're done. So that is the complete leg and foot massage. And again, you can do that a little faster than what we did today. Base it on your time. You don't have to go quite as in depth, but if you're really looking to just do a good, gentle, getting right thorough, especially if you do happen to have any swelling in your legs or soreness, any aches, pains, providing that it is medically okay for you, and we highly recommend it. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. And thus concludes the manual lymphatic drainage for this area of your body today.